Yes, not even a month has passed since the launch of the iPhone 16 series, and you bet the rumors were going to begin to spice up about what follows. And listen, the reason why these rumors have some version of credibility and the reason we cover them is because smartphones are sometimes planned 3 years ahead. Sure, things will change or adapt as we get closer, but let's just say that in the case of one of the many iPhones planned for 2025, a lot might be pretty much set in stone already. I'm Jaime Rivera with Pocketnow, and let's go through our first deep dive of what to expect for the next iPhones for 2025. Alright, let's start this video thanking Apple Intelligence for how it's pretty much changed the iPhone. Remember the time when Apple was using an older chip for the base models? Yeah, remember the time RAM was not as amazing, and even the Pros weren't really amazing at that either. These new iPhone 16s were probably the biggest internal redesign in years, which could explain why we've been hearing rumors of a new iPhone SE that keeps getting pushed back further and further. A lot of those delays, it seems, were thanks in part to Apple Intelligence, or for the phone to be prepared for it. So yeah, the iPhone SE 4 is set to launch in early 2025 and is expected to bring some major changes. To start, it's expected to include Apple's new 5G modem codenamed Centauri, which, yes, hasn't even launched on the company's Pro iPhones. This modem will combine 5G, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and GPS into one chip, simplifying the device's internals. While the first version may not immediately outperform Qualcomm's chip, Apple plans to improve it over time with deeper integration into the iPhone's chipset. But let's just hope it doesn't come at the expense of battery life, which is usually the case. Now, the reason I mention Apple Intelligence in all this is because reports have it that the SE4 will feature the A18 chip with 8 gigs of RAM, which is currently launched on the iPhone 16. This would pretty much make this the least expensive Apple device to get the feature. We also hear of a 6.1-inch OLED display similar to the iPhone 14, and it will replace Touch ID with Face ID, marking the end of the fingerprint sensor on iPhones. The design will include a notch for the true depth camera system, a single 48-megapixel rear camera, an action button, and a USB-C port, aligning with Apple's shift towards universal charging standards. And yeah, it seems it won't be a mini. Pricing for this iPhone SE 4 is expected to be between $400 and $500, offering a more affordable option with modem features, including improved connectivity and camera capabilities, while still maintaining a simpler design compared to the flagship models. But man, can you imagine if the design for this iPhone SE4 would be that of the iPhone 10 or something like that? I mean, the screen size doesn't amount to it, but man, that would be so awesome. But yeah, since we're talking flagships in 2025, Apple is expecting to make significant changes to its iPhone lineup by discontinuing the Plus model. Yep, you heard that right. It seems that it hasn't necessarily sold well, which is so unfortunate because I still think it's the perfect workhorse. Now, what's interesting is that it seems that the plan is for Apple to follow the Watch Ultra strategy of introducing a whole new model called the iPhone Air. This new model is rumored to feature a thinner, more lightweight design that will fill a new space in Apple's product lineup, sitting between the regular iPhone 17 and the more advanced iPhone 17 Pro, more like an iPad, or how the iPad lineup handles the Air. Although the name iPhone Air isn't official yet, it has been widely used to describe what could be a slimmer, more portable iPhone designed to attract customers looking for sleek and stylish design. Some of the reports say that this shift is part of Apple's strategy to refresh its product lineup and make the fourth model more appealing after the underperformance of both the Mini and the Plus models. Now, according to tech insider Mark Gurman, this new iPhone, previously referred to as the iPhone 17 Slim, could be renamed the iPhone Air to match Apple's branding for other thin and light devices, such as the MacBook Air or the iPad Air. This new approach is intended to capture consumers' interest by offering a completely new look and feel compared to previous models. The iPhone Air would likely feature a change that reminds us of the iPhone 10 moment back in 2017, though I'm not sure if that's going to be as iconic, or at least we hope. Apple has been experimenting with different materials for this new iPhone. Instead of using titanium, which is found in the Pro models, this iPhone Air is expected to have an aluminum chassis, giving it a lighter feel. Apple may also include a narrower version of its dynamic island feature, which was introduced with the iPhone 14 Pro. The smaller dynamic island could be possible due to the use of a new metal lens technology, which might shrink the components needed for Face ID. However, there is some debate among analysts about whether this will be ready for 2025. And when it comes to size, the iPhone Air is expected to actually feature a display between 6.55 and 6.6 inches diagonal, making it slightly smaller than the iPhone 16 Plus, which has a 6.7-inch screen. Apple is still testing various designs, so this could change before the final version is released, but it's clear that this device is being positioned as a middle ground option, bigger than the regular iPhone, but not as large as the Pro Max models. This size could make the iPhone Air an attractive option for those who want larger screens without the bulk of the Plus or the Pro Max versions, even if for me the Plus was the sweet spot because it was so light. Another key feature that could come for the iPhone Air is Apple's ProMotion technology, which allows for a higher refresh rate of up to 120 Hz. Now, this is a big deal because, yes, the major complaint about the Plus is not its price, but the lack of features that are expected at that range. And listen, I can't understand how Apple has kept this for the Pro since they were first at the technology with ProMotion on the iPad, but seriously, let's just change the name if need be, because this is no longer what I would consider a Pro feature. The addition of high refresh rate could also pave the way for an always-on display, which didn't really become efficient until manufacturers implemented LTPO a few years ago. In the past, a lot of Android phones had it, but it wasn't necessarily great for battery life. In terms of design, another major distinction is that the iPhone Air might break away from Apple's traditional camera placement. Instead of positioning the rear cameras in the top left corner as we've seen since the iPhone 1 in 2007, the new model could have its cameras located in the top center of the device. This change in camera layout is unusual for Apple, but it's been seen in other smartphones like the Google Pixel 8 Pro, other Samsung Galaxies, etc. Reports suggest that the iPhone Air could actually come with just one rear camera instead of 2 or 3 as we see on other models. Now, while this might be a downgrade, reports have it that Apple is working on being able to achieve the same functionality with just one sensor, which, hey, regular cameras do, though how they're going to pull off the optics is the real question. Also, speaking of cameras, there are also rumors the iPhone 17 lineup, including the iPhone Air, will feature a significant upgrade in its front-facing sensor. Apple might finally introduce a 24-megapixel front module, doubling what we've had for years. This would obviously allow for sharper, more detailed selfies, even when images are being cropped or zoomed in, even if it doesn't apply here. Now, in addition to the high resolution, the iPhone Air could come with a 6-element lens, which would slightly improve the quality and reduce distortion compared to what we currently have. Now, wouldn't it be great if they implemented a wide angle on this lens? But we can only dream. Anyways, as for pricing, there is speculation that the iPhone Air could end up being more expensive than even the Pro Max model, which is currently at $1199. Sure, this might surprise some customers given how the iPhone Air is expected to have fewer features than the top-tier Pro models, or so it seems. Less camera sensors doesn't mean less camera functionality if they can pull it off. Obviously, yes, aside from that, the appeal of a completely new, ultra-slim design could justify the higher price for many consumers. Apple seriously has a history of releasing premium products that prioritize design and aesthetics, and the iPhone Air could follow on the footsteps of the original MacBook Air, which at launch back in 2008 was far more expensive than anything and then dropped its price. To conclude, as much as I feel sad that next year might be the end of the Plus, I actually like the idea of an iPhone Air. This could mean a completely new approach into a modern smartphone with a new camera design, which, yes, is getting out of hand, and the amount of sensors we're getting that doesn't necessarily perform great. And you know what phones I'm talking about? We've got so many optics, and yet the results are not necessarily that much better than others. The biggest question is if this phone will actually be better than the Pros or not, because that price tag might be the problem. Now, experts like Mark Gurman believe it won't fit Pro-level performance until 2027 simply because its slimmer design gets in the way. So it might be why this phone is not getting the Pro name, and that actually makes sense. Seriously, a ton of people want the best iPhones, but even I don't use ProRes log video recording. We'll see what Apple ends up doing as the rumors progress over time, because yes, we're just getting started. Let me know what you think about this possible iPhone Air in the comments down below, and while you're at it, follow us on social media and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow me on my personal handles to see me actually be excited for the possibility of a new iPhone 10 moment. If that could be the case, I hope. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.